Yeah, like developers criticize us all the time. Like there's some they love us, like we are their fans, like. But at the same time, we are the people that make or break them, emotionally, physically. We are terrible people. Sometimes.
And they hate it because we don't know what we want.
Exactly. And sometimes I notice there's some like the media if something violent happens to a kid, we get blamed. No doubt about it. Video games make you violent, but everyone played Mario. No one goes stepping on turtles for a living. Like, but they have some basis for it because, like, one good example I read recently is this female game developer. She was talking about, I think, feminism in game, but she made a great mobile game. It was really popular. She was going to make a speech on something about female characters in the game, and these gamers hated her for it, and they released her personal information.
Remember when Black Ops 2 came out? Everybody was putting death threats against Vonderhaar and his family for Black Ops 2.
Yeah, like death threats. They gave up her personal information. She had to move, and when she tried to give a speech, they gave her so many death threats she had to stop. So like, we put people down so much for things that we don't even know what we want.
Well, I just like the fact that whenever something like that happens, they go to the developer with the biggest name. Like the one that's the one that's well known is the one that's going to get attacked. They don't attack the development team as a whole. They attack the development like team leader and whatnot, and they never go after like the game company itself or something. Like they represent it as much as whoever you're going after. Pull it to the left.
Oh fucking hell!
It's another one of those things where people get aggravated about something that's not even their own business. And then they try to do something about it, but they don't do it right. Like, if you're going to take care of an issue, at least do it proper. Otherwise, they're just going to be like, okay, you're acting like a bunch of fucking children. Why should we listen to you? Like, you gave us your money, and you're trying to take care of it in a manner that's completely idiotic. So, I mean, we can do nothing about it. You'll still pay for the thing, because you don't even know how to handle your own money, clearly. Because you're over here trying to give death threats and just simply... like getting a group together or something and then like just giving them a list of everything that's wrong with it, or like the gaming community doesn't realize how much like power they have and they don't use it for anything
except to complain. And if you're going to make a complaint to the game itself, saying it sucks doesn't help them improve. You gotta think, like, these people put a lot of work into it, and it may be bad, but they're not going to improve unless you really tell them what you want to see.
It's just another one of those things where everybody complains about what they don't like, but then they don't do anything about it. Perfect example. The biggest thing the past few months has been everyone's complaining that every game that comes out has the DLC on disc. It's just locked until you pay for it. And everyone keeps complaining, saying, well, I'm not going to buy the DLC. Well, games are still making DLC and you're still finding stuff on the discs, right? So clearly, not enough people are actually doing anything. Otherwise, the game companies would actually be affected by this.
Yeah, if people still buy them, like,
because to be perfectly honest, I guarantee you, at least 90% of those people, and that's being generous, are still buying the DLC. Because you tell people, I'm not going to buy it, and then you go home and you buy it. Why? Because you want to keep playing the game and you want something new and you want it now. That's the biggest factor, is patience. Like, nobody has the patience.
I know people complain about that in Destiny because they found DLC maps on the game, and people even complain about The Walking Dead, even though that's not technically a DLC.
Technically not even really a game.
But people complain it's episodic, and it's like, you should give us the full game instead of like taking all away our money. But I'm like, an episode is $10. Get the full game, it's a full game.
Yeah.
So you're not spending, ideally, any more money than you would normally.
That's another thing. Game prices now, like, it doesn't cost as much to make a game as it did, and then on top of that, it doesn't cost that much to dispense it, and especially with how much money you're making on it, there's no reason for the game to be $60. Remember back in the day when you bought a game for like $5?
Yeah.
And that wasn't even like, I'm not talking used games, I mean back in the day, everyone remembers when you could get a new one for like $5. It wasn't expensive to game. And it's getting to a point where we're letting them just charge the prices as much as they want.
I think Angel Joe had put a point, like, if we let them do it, then this is like going to be our future, is like having half a game for $60 with the rest of it is still on the disc already.
Think, anything nerdy whatsoever, whatever is considered nerdy, gaming, comic books, everything, we essentially control the market more than the actual companies do. The minute we stop paying for everything, they're gonna have to change the prices or do whatever it needs to please us, because they know otherwise we're persistent. We won't come back. So, I think a lot of people need to start realizing like how much we affect. Just think, if even like 10% of the gaming population just stopped paying for DLC, stopped buying certain games until changes were made, game companies would notice, because that's a whole 10% of money they're losing. And it may not seem like a lot to people to say like they lose 10% of their money, but when you're a big tycoon type company who really is greedy and you care about your money, you notice when you lose 10%.
Like, if you would have stopped buying Battlefield, like Battlefield 4, look at EA
Battleship
did.
4.
Now we got freaking Hardline. It's completely different from the original one. Why? Because Battlefield 4 arguably was not that great.
Everyone's trying to complain Hardline just looks like an expansion upon Battlefield 4.
But
They say it's really just a brand new
that's
game
another thing I
type
want to say.
thing.
We need to stop judging a game before it even comes out. Like, I think Death Space, people were like, it's probably be another B-list horror. Look how it turned out. One of like the best horror games you've seen. We're not talking about the third one so much, but hey, first
You're
one was
struggling
amazing.
so much with this right now.
Yes, I am. I'm just talking.
Push it all the way to the end, like you did with the last one.
Over here?
No, like out that way.
I did that with this track.
You have to do it all the way. Just make
All
sure
the
it
way.
clicks. Yeah, I know. Whenever I play this segment, I'm like, why do I have to push it all the way? Is that really a safety concern right now?
Oh, that's why. I was like, I know I'm doing this right.
Still having trouble with these damn loading controls. Isaac, restore gravity to the room. I should be able to load the marker then.
Well, that's right. In this room, you don't need to take it the full way. You're actually supposed to take it that way because that's where it loads it into the ship.
Oh.
Okay, so now you have to go back up to the area you were in and turn the gravity back on.
Superman. Wow.
Yeah, but everybody's been complaining lately because it was after a new patch that a lot of DLC areas were able to be entered, but there's nothing there. But there are ghosts there, so everyone's saying it's like downloadable content locked on the disc. And at first I was like, no, clearly the patch just put in something it wasn't supposed to. But like the more and more I'm seeing of like people actually getting into these areas, it is starting to seem like there is DLC locked on the disc.
And
Oh, okay. I feel the only reason it's really locked on the disc is because Bungie decided of all people they need to partner up with Activision.
yeah, see, now people, you should not direct your hatred to Bungie. Bungie has delivered great games. They know what they're doing, but it's like when it comes to Activision, we know how they can be sometimes.
You might as well be working with EA.
Might as well be. EA could get you somewhere, but I mean, when it comes to Activision, it's like...
I feel both Activision and EA both are just contending for worst game company by this point.
EA is the #1 company.
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying is Activision is starting to become a contender with them by this point.
I don't think they're just worst game company. I think they're worst company in general, huh? I don't know, but I think they got the award for worst game company. But I don't know if they got worst.
There's no time to waste. We must do it.
Those subtitles. He still had a whole line of audio, or dialogue. I mean, sad day. He was gonna make it.
It was so. He just got shot like
He got his chest burst open. Now the ship's
Isaac's
leaving.
reaction. Silence.
Whoa!
Sorry, Isaac.
Plot
I
twist!
couldn't let him go through with it.
She betrayed us! Whoa! Whoever saw that coming?
We even managed without help from the USM Valor. Thank you for helping me find him, by the way. My department's been looking for this place for a long time. See what kind didn't know us? It was the government's mess to begin with. This whole planet is one big experiment. The marker? This divine relic? Made by man. They reverse engineered it a couple of 100 years ago from the real marker, a true alien artifact recovered on Earth. They dug it up, studied it, and they made it
Why
their
does
own.
every video in the future
Then they
like
brought it to
suck
Aegis
so
7
bad without
and
like,
activated
At least it's not Alien.
And you
Oh,
see
yeah,
what
Alien.
It's like
is-
80s
The stuff
technology,
of
or no, 70s
They
technology.
sealed the
Because
system.
the movie
and
came
no
out
one
in
would have been
79.
the wiser. But then the CEC blunders in
pan.
and starts tearing the planet apart. The experiment was still alive. Kine was right about the hive mind. The marker would contain it, but that doesn't matter now, does it? I have the marker, and this entire system can go to hell. For what it's worth, you did a great job, Isaac. See you around. Or maybe not.
You know, you could have just brought me with you. I mean, I'm
I
thinking.
need you to help me. Help us. Now.
Yeah, could have got him a government job.
I'm in the flight control room. Please, Isaac, hurry.
Isaac's not gonna
Please.
say no.
Yeah.
I love you. Stomps ground.
I accidentally hit the controller against.
What'd I say, woman?
You know what's odd to me? Like, theoretically, Isaac believes she's alive, but it's
What are
like
you talking
through this entire
about?
time he doesn't think he should call her to ask where she is. Through this entire time.
Why would you do that?
Like maybe he should like, yeah, you know what? I came. My real reason for being here is for my girlfriend. I should probably call and see what she is.
Who cares
Nope.
about her?
Everyone has my number, but apparently I don't have anybody else's.
No, everyone knows phones are only one way. And you managed to get the wrong one.
Really?
I don't know why, but those things make me think of cats.
Cats?
Yeah.
How did you get cats from this?
Because they're just sitting there like all curled up like a ball.
This is a bad day for me.
A long day for you. He had to pinch one leg.
It is so strong.
So dramatic.
I know, this is the most dramatic death I've ever seen. I thought Dragon Ball Z screaming was dramatic, but this takes the cake.
The big Getty Star. Did you see Team 4 Stars? They abridged the second Cooler movie. Did you see it?
Nah,
It's so good.
I have to now. What the?
I never thought we'd be together
Toucher.
again. God, I'm
I like how you
sorry.
just like back up in the corner, like no thank you.
I don't want
I never
you.
wanted to hurt you.
Man, I spent like 8 hours
get
on the
it
Dead
back
Space
now, Isaac.
Wikipedia, like reading
You can
everything
pilot
I
the shuttle
could
remotely from here.
to just like catch up on it once I had beaten the game.
Make us
And
whole.
I still have like no idea like what the whole deal is. Because the marker makes everybody go crazy, but they always hear two voices. You hear one voice telling you to run, so you can't be turned into a necromorph. And then you have another voice telling you to kill yourself.
So,
That's so conflicting. You have one voice telling you to run, and then one saying, no, kill yourself.
yeah, this should be a good sign I'm freaking crazy. If I'm seeing this stuff like I'm in Black Ops.
And what's weird about it is like the marker itself is the one telling you to run.
Mhm.
But the necromorphs use it to like transmit their own thoughts too. So it's saying, no, kill yourself.
This is not over.
I like how they connected Dead Space 1, 2, and 3 though. The whole make us whole everything that the marker is always screaming is from the moon. It goes as far back as Dead Space 1. Make us whole, the moon never got finished, so it broadcasted to the closest thing it could, which was the hive mind, which was broadcasting through the marker to all these necromorphs and people here.
Here it comes.
So this whole time, all these people were trying to get convergence so they can go back to that planet and finish the moon.
Now go. Get on the shuttle.
Which those moons make no sense to me. It's basically the same thing as the flood. They just chill every 100,000 years or so and let a planet populate so they can feed off of it.
Yeah.
Like, your purpose is to wait for endless amounts of time just so you can eat one time and wait again. I don't think it's worth it. Even if you could be something that just absolutely loves food. Is it worth the one time to wait like every 1,000 billion years?
I guess. It's like the whole plan is to eat, essentially.
You have a button in front of you. You click it. It gives you a cookie. And it's the best cookie of your life. And then you click the button again. and then a bird shits on you. You have to hit the button. You only get a cookie every 100 times. Is it worth hitting the button 99 times to get another cookie?
Best analogy ever.
Do you want the cookie?
How willing are you to get a cookie? Let's see. Virgin for 20 years? Sure.
Oh, I thought that was somebody coming out of the ship. I was like, I don't remember this.
It was so dark, you can't even see what it was.
That got to me so quick. That's one of my fears. It's like something running abnormally fast at you. I can't, like, my brain can't handle something running super fast at you.
Did you see this stuff, man? They were
No, there's
freaking
nothing
out.
there. It's so dark.
Look at this stuff, man. They're freaking out. I don't know what's happening.
3 blind mice.
I am
Fucked up. I like how they just refuse to die.
I don't know what was going on. They're running back and forth. They're jumping around me. I don't know what's happening in this moment. They're like,
Yeah, the passing for the crawlers weren't always the best.
oh, jeez, man. They were just losing their shit. Like, Isaac, we're your biggest fans. I need a store really badly. Is there a store I'm about to go? Probably not.
Not when they goes by.
But I was going to say, when she was, the trader girl, she was, it's like, Isaac, how could you do this? You left me on the planet. I'm an engineer. Did you really think I was just going to stand by and let you leave?
Hey, you fucked me over. You think I'm just gonna let you leave?
And, like, she was like, I don't understand her plan. Her plan was to use us to get the marker. But you're leaving on a ship knowing full well it's not going to be that easy to leave. So why wouldn't you just try convincing Isaac to come with you and like protect you or body, like, because no one else on this ship knows how to use a gun unless it's for suicide.
That and the fact that it's a shuttle and not an actual ship, so I hardly doubt it has a hyperdrive. Or whatever it's called in this universe. I hate how like a jump space drive, a hyper space drive, whatever, it's always something different. Like, couldn't the sci-fi universe just agree it's always going to be called one thing?
We can't even agree on time travel rules.
Doctor Who can't even agree on its own time travel rules.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Like, they kind of, like, the rules and the lore get, like, mixed around sometimes. Where's the store? There's no one near here?
No, there's not. That's what I said. So there's not one for a long time. You would have to, like, re-walk by the entire first chapter just to get to one.
Well, time to YOLO.
I was going to say something. I can't remember what it is now.
Probably time travel.
No, it was back to the whole cookie thing. Oh well.
Oh, the Necromorph's plan, how it's like they're doing all this, but it's kind of pointless.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, Dead Space 3 was a bit of a disappointment. Like, all the weapon customization stuff was cool, and I was really just hoping that it wasn't gonna...
What just happened there? Why is it when I play this game all this stuff happens? Yay. Your face is just broken.
I just... Why the hell does she need to come?
You're doing the right thing, Isaac. We're together now. The way
Fuck
it
off.
always should have been.
See, this is why some females like complaining, like, why are they always the evil ones? Nothing can stop us now. We could have been beautiful.
I'm still seeing that door open right now.
Oh man, this is the best episode ever. This has been. At first it started those crawlers glitching out like no tomorrow, and then that door. If the final boss just falls off a cliff or something like that, I'm just done for the day.
How's the...
It like lets go or something, and then you win the game. I don't know.
I was gonna say it's not even on a cliff, it's on the other side of it, but with the way this game is being right now, I honestly could believe it.
Use one of the loaders to get the
How
marker
did you get
off
off
the
this
shuttle.
ship? Okay.
Women.
What? You know, let me just examine you for. I haven't seen or talked to you in a long time. How are you doing? No?
No, fuck off.
So you got that ass. That's the only reason why I'm together with you.
She got them hips.
You do. She got the hamster. Oh shit! What am I doing?
You're checking that loader down there. Need to mark it. The one behind you.
Oh yeah, this is the end. Wow, I actually made it to this point, guys. I know everyone was thinking
behind you.
What?
That thing all the way down there. No, by Nicole.
What's her name?
The thing by Nicole.
Her name's Nicole. What?
You're about to talk about how good you were for getting to the end of the game and everything, and you're just skipping like one of the things you actually need. You're just like, I'm just gonna walk over here. What thing do I need? Oh my gosh, it does not want to move.
This game starts freaking out at me right when I get to this point. What does it say?
Into the future.
Into the future. Well, we're about to. This whole ending is gonna be glitchy. I feel it. I call it now.
But what I was gonna say is, Dead Space 3 was a bit of a disappointment. I was optimistic for it, but it did, like everyone says, end up feeling more like a shooter than it did a horror game. I mean, it had its scripted moments, of course, like every horror game is gonna have. It didn't have jump scares, I feel, but it definitely did have its moments where like something caught you off guard. And that's as scary as it gets. You got caught off guard. You don't even scream, you don't gasp, nothing. You're just kind of like, oh, where'd that come from?
See, I have a strong opinion on jump scares. I feel like a horror game shouldn't be relying on jump scares.
No, they shouldn't.
Like,
if I wanted to watch jump scares, I could just go watch a cheap movie on Netflix. Like, I could watch some college film if I wanted fucking jump scares. If I'm playing a horror game, it's because I want horror. I don't want jump scares. Where are you going?
that is a store in here.
There is a store in there.
Isaac, the
Look at this
marker
rock.
needs to be returned to the pedestal chamber.
I know, bitch. I am doing
and place it on the pedestal.
But
Can we just pull over and ask for directions? But, I think Dead Space 3, even in falling in that aspect, I think it really made up for itself in the DLC. Because it really brought back the whole, like, paranoia, schizophrenia in Isaac's head. It wasn't like, we're crazy and we're gonna kill ourselves, but it was, I'm seeing shit again.
yeah.
Like, he was getting messages from the other brother moons and whatnot, and it really brought back that aspect. I guess it could be considered a jump scare, but it definitely felt different, because it's a bunch of loud noises and then, like, something random, yeah, but it had something to do with the story. It was like jump scare cutscene. And then, on top of that, it's just, like with Dead Space 2, it had the whole paranoia aspect to it that made it creepy.
It was like,
and then Dead Space 3 did the same thing. Like, you're losing your mind again, and it's just, it brought back a lot of horror aspects it should have had in the first place. And, because I might have just gone in optimistic again. I don't remember if I was just like, whatever this DLC is going to be. But I just remember playing it and just like instantly getting terrified. It had the old atmosphere again. Like, I actually felt scared to be on this planet. When before,
like I didn't want to be
when
here.
before I could have walked through the blizzards and stuff through certain levels and be perfectly fine. So it's just out of nowhere this game was terrifying again. I was like, I can't believe it. But yeah, games shouldn't be relying on jump scares.
Like a game is truly scary when your own thoughts is what's scaring you, not the game.
Yeah.
Like the game builds up your fear.
Alien Isolation is the perfect example because it's just constant paranoia. Every single thing that could happen probably will if you're not careful. Literally every single action and movement you make matters. You make one wrong move one like inanimate object, and that could be all the difference in the world. You can move one little tiny trash can, it will know where you're at now and you're done for. And that's the other thing I like, is the fact that you can't kill it.
Oh yeah.
Like, you can distract it or something, but you can't kill the thing, which is how a xenomorph normally is anyway. I think that's another thing why Alien is so good. Is because it distinguished the fact that it was the first thing to show you don't need like strength to overpower it. It was,
you just need to be smart.
You survive if you're smart and careful.
But they
Not
also
if
do
you're
provide
the motion blurring in this game is so good. Like, it just looks like this texture is stretching.
What is that?
Yeah, it's the thing that's made of the whole shiny ones.
Ah, fuck. No.
Yeah, the one that feels your body.
Just spin me over and give me some extra. someone commented on me saying that before. I think it was the end of one of these videos. I had said something like that, and they had caught the reference to South Park, and I was glad they did.
You want to tell? Welcome to Berserk.
No, let's not. Oh man.
I wonder if people who like overwatch anime like get their own personal hell made up for them of all the things they don't want. Berserk, the Sword Art Online incest.
Keith will. Anyone knows Keith is one of the people that does the videos with us, and he continuously complains about season 2 of Sword Art Online to me all the time.
I've yet to watch it still. I haven't started watching it yet.
Because he blames you and me for getting him to watch the first season, which is arguably... Okay, well, let me say this. Specifically, first season, part 1.
Yeah.
It's best.
Let's make sure we put this as clear as we can. Sword Art Online, we're not saying it's the best anime ever, so we're not one of those people that's like, oh my god, it's the best thing ever, you should watch it.
You can appreciate the thing. Like
they definitely put details
like in the
in
beginning,
there that you can...
there's a guy who's actually a girl. Any gamer understands that joke.
Yeah, just look at my Destiny character. But a lot of people were complaining like that they were trying to put a love story and stuff in there. But if you ever knew gamers, that shit's real. Like, people be getting thirsty as hell, especially in a situation like that. Because it's one thing when you don't have outside contact for a while. It's another thing when you've been stuck in a game for over a year.
But it's like
gamers be thirsty.
It's true, but like romance, like the whole story is about this relationship they have. I mean, and it's being a gaming world. Oh, I thought. I'm getting jump scared by myself. I thought Isaac's head was an alien that just popped up next to me. It's like, what you doing?
But to be perfectly honest, like, Sword Art Online, its love story could have been worse. Let's be honest. You just killed yourself. I'm surprised I didn't kill you. But, it could have been worse. Let's be honest. Most gamers, like, that story could have ended a different way. They get out, and it turns out
but to be
he
fair,
ends up being the same guy that's, like, freaking molesting her in the hospital as is.
Now, that was pretty dark. Like,
that did get dark so fast.
Dark,
that caught me off guard. I was like,
fast.
okay, I don't like this, like, rape scenario. I feel like I'm playing a David Cage game.
But to be fair, the anime didn't do the original light novel so just. Like, the relationship was much more depth. Like, the arc was cut severely in half. Like, all those girls that you saw, they should have had a lot more story to them, but only got, like, an episode.
For the longest time, I never realized they did actually have sex in the show.
You didn't know?
Like, after her embarrassment, I thought it just didn't happen. Like, the way he was talking.
Nope, chapter 16.5. Everyone knows what that is. Well, the fuck is the bad?
It's just, I saw her in bed, and I didn't think about it, because he's just kind of sitting there like he's waiting for her to go to sleep or something. I didn't think anything about it. And then once I re-saw the scene, I was like...
gaming world for as long as
I mean, I didn't care, but it was just like... Oh, they actually did.
But I have to say, when they got out of the game, officially got out, and they went back to school. Almost all of them. And all those girls are so thirsty for this man. If this is what this show taught me. If you can wield dual swords,
I think every guy can agree. You want to be the one guy that has like 3 chicks on you in an anime. Ain't nobody gonna be complaining if you got 3 thirsty hoes all over you out of nowhere.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
We've lost all the shuttles.
I didn't notice them until their feet started dangling.
I didn't notice them either.
You literally just like brushed his legs with your shoulder, and then we just stopped talking. But yeah, no one's saying it's a perfect anime. But we're not saying it's a bad one either. Like, it was good up until the point where he came out.
It's just kind of like a fun story for real gamers. Now, you don't even have to actually be a gamer. Let me start saying that. You don't even have to be a gamer to really get it. But as a gamer,
you would understand a lot of the the behavior more.
And it has...
Especially all the assholes. That's real, too.
True. And...
I like the whole concept of him trying to say, act the way you are as a person in the game, because that really does define who you are as a person, because that shit's real, too.
Like, it has some really good things.
It really shows...
A good episode, but probably my favorite was the Christmas one. Everyone remembers
Such feels.
That was a 360, like, it really showed...
That hurt me so bad, because it was inaudible and what she even said, so he just felt like shit until he got the message. He got that message, I was like, who is this from? And then it started playing, I was like,
and then
damn.
The whole revenge thing when the guy came back for him and he joined the guild.
Dude, so many people commit suicide. Like, I honestly...
Oh, the guilt. If before you actually watch it online, then go watch the abridged version of it.
There's an abridged version?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It is the... Oh my god. It is too fun. I will show it to you when we get the chance. It is hilarious. So I've been standing here walking off for a while. What am I doing?
You had to go get that power cell that was inside by the store area.
Okay. But this is an abridged version. It's not by 4-Star, but it's just as good. Not as good as them, but it's pretty funny. And I recommend to anyone who wants. It parodies the gaming aspects of it to death, and I love it. I think there's like a part where the guy's like, you know how there's like a charm stat in games? Yeah. And he's like, I don't want to do it. What if I put on this hat that gives me plus 50 charm? I will not do. Why am I signing this paper? It's like it makes it's funny, but I felt bad for what they did for the Christmas episode. But we have to watch it now when we get it. It's perfect.